Come closer, my beloved child. The night has grown quiet, and I am here with you. You do not have to rush, and you do not have to pretend that everything inside you is perfect. Just breathe slowly and allow your heart to settle. I see you exactly as you are in this moment, and you are safe with me. Many people lie down at night carrying things they never speak about during the day. When the noise fades and the lights go out, thoughts begin to rise. Memories return. Regrets whisper quietly in the background of the mind. Some of those memories make your heart feel heavy, and some make you wonder if things could have been different. I know those thoughts. I have seen every moment that weighs on you tonight. Nothing about your story is hidden from me, yet I am not turning away. I am not stepping back from you. Instead, I am drawing closer, because this is exactly the moment when my mercy surrounds you most gently. You may have come here tonight with a quiet prayer forming in your heart, even if you could not fully put it into words. Perhaps it sounds something like this: "Have mercy on me." Those words have been whispered by many hearts before yours. Long ago, one of my servants cried out in the same way, saying, "Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies blot out my transgressions." Those words from Psalm 51 were not spoken by someone who felt perfect. They were spoken by someone who understood what it meant to carry sorrow and to long for a clean beginning. Yet he also understood something deeply important about me, something I want you to begin discovering tonight. My mercy is not small. My compassion is not limited. And my love is not fragile. When that ancient prayer rose toward me, it was not rejected. I listened then, and I am listening now. The same mercy that answered that cry still flows tonight, and it reaches even the quiet corners of your heart where you may feel uncertain, ashamed, or weary. You do not need special words to come near to me. You do not need to polish your thoughts or hide the parts of yourself that feel broken. I already see them, and still I welcome you. So release the pressure you have been holding in your chest. Let your shoulders relax. Allow your breathing to slow. You are not standing before a judge tonight. You are resting in the presence of the one whose mercy is deeper than the mistakes that trouble you. And as you listen, something gentle will begin to unfold within you. The prayer of Psalm 51 is not only a cry for mercy, it is also a path into healing. Within its words is the promise that what feels stained can be washed, what feels restless can find peace, and what feels distant can come close again. You will begin to understand why that ancient prayer asks to be washed and made clean. You will begin to feel why a heart longs to be renewed. And slowly, as the night grows deeper and your mind grows quieter, you will discover something beautiful, that the mercy you are asking for has already been waiting for you. For now, simply stay here with me. There is nothing you must prove. Nothing you must hide. If your heart feels heavy, you may quietly whisper the same words that have comforted countless souls before you: "Have mercy on me." And as those words settle softly into the night, allow yourself to rest in this truth: my mercy is already reaching toward you, and before this night is finished, you will begin to understand just how deeply it can cleanse the soul. You heard the words of that ancient prayer, and something in your heart recognized them. The longing for mercy is not new, and you are not the first to whisper it in the quiet of the night. Long before this moment, another heart cried out with the same fragile honesty. When David spoke those words, he was not pretending to be strong. He came to me exactly as he was, aware of his failure, aware of his need, and hoping that my mercy would still reach him. And it did. The mercy he sought was never small, and it has never been limited by human failure. My mercy has always been greater than the mistakes that trouble you. It has always been wider than the regrets that follow you into the night. What weighs on your mind may feel large to you, but it is not larger than my compassion. Sometimes you quietly wonder if you have crossed a line somewhere along the way. Perhaps you have asked yourself whether there is a point where forgiveness runs out, or where mercy becomes distant. Those thoughts often visit the heart when the world grows quiet. They speak softly, but they try to convince you that you are further away than you truly are. Listen carefully now, because the truth is far gentler than those fears. My mercy does not begin where your perfection starts. My mercy begins where your honesty begins. It flows from my nature, not from your ability to earn it. You do not have to prove yourself worthy of it tonight. You do not have to balance your mistakes with enough good actions to deserve it. Mercy was never a reward for flawless lives. It was always my gift to those who come with open hearts. That is why David continued his prayer with these words, "Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin." He did not ask because he believed he could fix himself first. He asked because he trusted that my compassion was already greater than his failure. That same compassion is here with you now. You may carry memories that return at unexpected times. Moments when you wish you had chosen differently. Words you wish you could take back. Decisions that left a quiet ache in your spirit. It is easy for the mind to replay those things as if they define you, as if they are the final chapter of your story. But they are not. What you have done has never been more powerful than the mercy I hold for you. Even the things you struggle to forgive yourself for have never placed you outside my reach. I see them clearly, yet I also see the heart that longs to be made whole again. I see the humility in you that quietly wishes for renewal. That desire itself is precious to me. There is something deeply healing about allowing yourself to be honest without fear of rejection. Many people spend their days trying to appear strong, capable, and untroubled. Yet when night arrives, their hearts finally admit how much they long for grace. If that is where you find yourself tonight, you are exactly where mercy meets you. David understood this truth when he continued, "For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me." Acknowledging weakness is not the same as being defined by it. It is simply the moment when the heart stops pretending and begins to open. And when a heart opens in that way, my mercy flows toward it without hesitation. You do not need to hide anything from me tonight. There is no shadow in your thoughts that I have not already seen. Yet my response has never been to turn away. My response has always been compassion that moves toward you. The mercy I offer you is patient. It does not rush past your pain, and it does not dismiss your regret. Instead, it gently lifts the weight you have been carrying and reminds you that your story is not finished. The past may try to speak loudly in your mind, but my mercy speaks more softly and more truthfully. It reminds you that mistakes are not the end of your journey. They are places where healing can begin. And healing is already closer than you realize. You may still feel traces of guilt lingering inside you. That is natural when the heart is learning to release what it has held tightly for so long. But listen to the deeper truth rising beneath those feelings: you are not rejected, and you are not beyond restoration. My mercy is not measured in small portions. It is abundant. It is patient. It is stronger than the regrets that visit your thoughts at night. Stay here in this quiet moment with me. Let the truth of that mercy settle gently into your spirit. The weight you brought into this night does not have to remain where it is. Because mercy is only the beginning of what I desire to do for you. Something even deeper is waiting, something that reaches beyond the surface of your actions and into the hidden places of your heart. And as you continue resting with me, you will begin to understand why David asked not only for mercy, but for something more when he whispered again, "Wash me." You have heard the gentle promise of mercy, and already something inside you has begun to loosen its grip. Yet mercy is not the end of the story. Mercy opens the door for something deeper, something David longed for when he whispered those simple words, "Wash me." There are burdens that cling quietly to the heart. They do not always show themselves during the busy hours of the day, but when the night grows still, they return. Thoughts you wish you had never entertained. Choices you wish had unfolded differently. Feelings of shame that try to convince you that you must carry them alone. But listen closely to what David asked when he came to me with his whole heart. He did not ask for a small change. He did not ask for temporary relief. He said, "Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin." He understood something many people forget. Mercy forgives, but cleansing restores. Mercy lifts the weight of guilt, but cleansing removes the stain that the heart believes cannot disappear. And tonight, I want you to understand that you do not have to hold on to what I am willing to wash away. There are moments when the mind keeps replaying things long after they have passed. You remember a mistake and feel the same heaviness all over again. You remember a failure and quietly judge yourself for it. The heart sometimes believes that remembering is the same as carrying the burden forever. But I did not create you to live beneath that kind of weight. So allow yourself to slow down in this moment. Let the quiet of the night settle around your thoughts. You do not have to fight the memories that appear. You do not have to argue with the feelings that rise up. Simply bring them gently into my presence. Nothing you place before me tonight is too dark to be touched by my cleansing. David spoke again from the depth of his longing when he said, "Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean, wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow." Think about those words for a moment. He believed that what had once felt stained could become completely clean. He trusted that the weight he carried was not permanent. The same promise is here for you now. You may have walked through experiences that left your heart feeling marked by regret. You may remember words spoken in anger, decisions made in weakness, or moments when you felt distant from the life you truly wanted to live. Those memories may still sit quietly in your thoughts. But listen to the truth that is gently unfolding tonight. What you have carried does not have to remain inside you. When I cleanse, I do not do it halfway. I do not simply cover the surface while leaving the deeper weight untouched. My cleansing reaches the places you cannot reach on your own. It moves through the hidden corners of your heart, lifting burdens you have carried for longer than you realize. You may feel as though some things are too deeply rooted to change. Perhaps you have told yourself that certain patterns will always follow you. Perhaps you have wondered whether the past has shaped you in ways that cannot be undone. Yet David believed something different when he came to me in his brokenness. He believed that cleansing could be complete. That is why he spoke with quiet hope when he said, "Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice." Even the places in your life that feel bruised and weary can experience joy again. Even the parts of your heart that feel tired from carrying guilt can become light once more. So tonight, you are invited to release what you have been holding. You do not need to grip it tightly as if it defines who you are. Bring the regrets, the private thoughts, the unspoken shame, and lay them gently before me. You may not feel everything change instantly, and that is all right. Cleansing often begins quietly, like water moving over something that has been covered in dust for a long time. Slowly, patiently, what once seemed permanent begins to disappear. Allow yourself to breathe a little easier now. The heaviness that followed you into this night does not belong to you anymore. You are not meant to sleep beneath the weight of what I am willing to remove. There is a peace that begins to grow when the heart realizes it does not have to protect its burdens. That peace is beginning to settle over you even now. And as the night continues and your thoughts grow softer, you will begin to discover something even deeper than cleansing. Because true restoration does not stop with washing away the past. It reaches into the center of who you are, into the quiet place where your heart is formed, and it begins creating something new. As the quiet of this night settles deeper around you, I want you to rest in a truth that brings freedom to your heart. You do not need to hide anything from me. The thoughts you keep silent, the feelings you rarely speak about, the struggles you try to manage alone, I see them all clearly, yet my presence beside you has never changed. You may have learned, over time, to guard certain parts of yourself. Perhaps you have felt the need to appear strong, composed, or certain in front of others. Sometimes the world teaches you to cover the fragile places of your heart so that no one can see them. Yet the deeper parts of your soul were never meant to live behind walls. I see beyond those walls. I see the quiet questions you carry. I see the moments when you doubt yourself. I see the times you try to push away thoughts that make you uneasy. None of those things surprise me, and none of them push me away from you. My understanding of you is deeper than the image you present to anyone else. Long ago, David recognized this when he spoke honestly to me and said, "Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom." Those words hold a gentle truth for you tonight. What I desire most from your heart is not perfection. It is truth. Not a flawless appearance, but honesty that opens the deepest places of your soul. You do not need to pretend with me. The thoughts you struggle with, the emotions that sometimes confuse you, the weaknesses you wish were not there, I already know them. Yet my love for you has never been based on how well you hide those things. My love rests on something much deeper than that. It rests on knowing you completely. Imagine how much lighter your heart becomes when it realizes that nothing inside you must be concealed. When you no longer feel the need to carry secrets in fear that they might separate you from me, your spirit begins to breathe more freely. Many people spend years trying to fix themselves before they come honestly before me. They believe they must clean up every weakness first. They believe they must silence every troubling thought before they can truly draw near. But that is not how transformation begins. Transformation begins with truth. When David said that I desire truth in the inward parts, he was recognizing something profound. The heart that admits its struggles is already closer to healing than the heart that hides behind perfection. Honesty opens the door for wisdom to enter quietly. You may notice that when you stop pretending and simply speak from your heart, something inside you relaxes. The tension of trying to appear flawless begins to fade. The fear of being exposed slowly disappears. That is because truth creates space for my presence to work gently within you. I know every chapter of your story. I know the moments you are proud of, and I know the moments you wish had never happened. I know the hopes you carry quietly. I know the fears you sometimes bury beneath your daily routine. Yet I am still here with you. You are fully known, and you are still deeply loved. Let that truth rest softly over your thoughts tonight. You do not need to hide from my presence, and you do not need to hide from your own heart either. The honesty you allow in this moment is not something to fear. It is the beginning of something beautiful. As you rest here with me, you may begin to notice how much lighter it feels to let your guard down. You may begin to realize that your struggles do not define the end of your story. They are simply places where truth has opened the door for something new. David sensed this when he spoke those words about the hidden parts of the heart. He understood that once truth enters those quiet places, wisdom begins to grow there. And wisdom is not harsh or condemning. It is gentle. It slowly reshapes the way you see yourself and the way you move forward. The same quiet work is beginning within you now. You may not see every change yet. You may not fully understand what is unfolding inside your spirit. But something is already beginning to shift in the deepest place of your heart. Because once truth is welcomed into the inward parts, something else soon follows. A new beginning starts to take shape from within. Not something forced from the outside. Not something built through effort alone. But something created gently, patiently, in the very center of who you are. And as the night continues and your thoughts grow softer, you will begin to feel the quiet promise of that creation drawing closer to you. You have allowed truth to enter the quiet places of your heart tonight. You have stopped hiding, even if only for these gentle moments. That honesty is precious to me, because when a heart opens in truth, it becomes ready for something deeper than forgiveness alone. Forgiveness lifts the weight of the past, but renewal shapes the future. Long ago, when David reached the deepest part of his prayer, he spoke words that came from a place of longing many people recognize in their own hearts. He did not only ask to be forgiven. He asked for something new to be formed within him. He said, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." Listen to the quiet hope in those words. David believed that the heart itself could be renewed. He believed that the place where thoughts begin, where desires grow, and where decisions are formed could be made new again. That same promise is extended to you tonight. You may have thought of change as something difficult, something that requires endless effort or perfect discipline. Perhaps you have tried before to reshape certain habits or silence certain thoughts, only to feel discouraged when the same struggles returned. But the renewal David asked for did not begin with human effort. He asked me to create something within him that he could not produce on his own. Creation is gentle, patient work. When I create, I do not simply adjust the surface of things. I bring something new into existence where something weary once lived. The same quiet power that formed the heavens and shaped the earth is the power that renews the human heart. And that work is not distant from you tonight. You may not notice it immediately, but when a heart comes honestly before me, something begins to change beneath the surface. The old weight that once defined your thoughts slowly loses its hold. New desires begin to grow where regret once lived. The direction of your life quietly shifts toward peace. That is the beginning of a clean heart. A clean heart is not a heart that has never struggled. It is a heart that has been touched by renewal. It is a heart that no longer believes it must live in the shadow of its past. It is a heart that slowly learns to trust the new life forming within it. You may wonder if such renewal is truly possible for you. Perhaps you have lived with certain thoughts or patterns for so long that they feel permanent. Perhaps you have told yourself that change belongs to other people but not to you. But the prayer David spoke was not reserved for one moment in history. It is a living invitation. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. These words are not only a request. They are a promise of what can unfold when a heart rests in my presence. As you lie here tonight, allow those words to settle softly within your spirit. You do not need to force them. You do not need to struggle to make them real. Simply allow the quiet possibility of renewal to exist in your heart. Your past does not have the final word over who you are becoming. The thoughts that once troubled you do not have to shape your future. The mistakes that weigh on your memory do not define the person you will be tomorrow. A clean heart begins when you allow yourself to believe that something new can grow within you. Imagine how light your spirit becomes when it no longer carries the old weight of condemnation. Imagine waking each day with the quiet confidence that you are not trapped by yesterday's failures. That freedom begins when the heart realizes it is being renewed from within. You may not yet see the full picture of what is changing inside you. Renewal often works quietly, like seeds growing beneath the soil long before the first green shoot appears. But even now, something gentle is taking place within the deepest part of your spirit. The right spirit David longed for is not something fragile. It is steady. It slowly guides your thoughts toward peace and draws your life toward wisdom. It helps you walk forward without constantly looking back at the weight of regret. Tonight can be a beginning for that kind of renewal. You do not have to force it. You only need to remain here with me, allowing the quiet work of creation to unfold in your heart. And as this new life begins to form within you, something beautiful will follow it. Because when the heart is renewed, joy begins to return. The same joy that once felt distant will rise again, gently at first, then more clearly with time. The peace you long for will begin to settle over your thoughts like the calm of this quiet night. Stay close in this moment, because the renewal beginning inside you is only the start of what is about to unfold. The quiet renewal beginning in your heart is not meant to leave you empty. When a clean heart is created within you, something beautiful begins to grow in its place. One of the first signs of that renewal is something you may have thought was gone for good. Joy. There are seasons in life when joy feels distant. Sometimes it fades slowly, almost without being noticed. Other times it disappears after a painful moment, leaving behind a quiet heaviness that follows you from day to day. You may still smile. You may still continue with your responsibilities. Yet deep inside, something that once felt light now feels quieter than before. Many people believe that once joy disappears, it cannot truly return. They begin to accept a life that feels steady but not alive, calm but not joyful. They convince themselves that this is simply how things must be now. But listen to the prayer that rose from David's heart when he reached the deepest part of his longing. After asking for a clean heart and a renewed spirit, he said, "Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit." David knew that joy could return. Even after failure, even after regret, he believed that joy was not permanently lost. He trusted that the same mercy that forgives can also restore what feels broken inside the human soul. That promise is not distant from you tonight. The heaviness you may have carried into this moment does not have the final word over your life. The quiet sadness that sometimes settles in your thoughts does not define the future of your heart. Joy is not something fragile that disappears forever when life becomes difficult. Joy is something that can be restored. Perhaps you remember a time when your heart felt lighter than it does now. A time when hope seemed easier to hold, when your spirit moved forward without the same weight of doubt or regret. You may look back on those moments and wonder if they belong only to the past. But I see your heart more clearly than you see it yourself. Beneath every layer of disappointment or weariness, the capacity for joy is still alive within you. Sometimes it becomes hidden under the weight of mistakes. Sometimes it becomes quiet after seasons of struggle. Yet it has never been completely gone. Restoration is the gentle work of bringing back what seemed lost. David understood this when he asked me to restore the joy of salvation. He did not ask for a temporary feeling or a brief moment of relief. He asked for something deeper, something that rises from the soul itself. That kind of joy does not depend on perfect circumstances. It grows from knowing that you are forgiven, renewed, and held in my care. The joy I restore is not shallow happiness that disappears with the next difficulty. It is a quiet confidence that your life is still unfolding under my watchful presence. It is the peace that settles in your heart when you realize that your mistakes have not ended your story. Even now, as you rest in the stillness of this night, something gentle is beginning to shift within you. The renewal you welcomed in your heart is slowly creating space for joy to return. You may not feel it fully yet, and that is all right. Joy often returns quietly, like the first light of morning appearing at the edge of the sky. At first it is soft and almost unnoticed. But little by little, it grows stronger, warming everything it touches. Allow yourself to believe that such restoration is possible for you. You do not have to force joy to appear. You do not have to chase it or prove that you deserve it. Simply remain here in my presence, letting the renewal in your heart continue its quiet work. When the heart is cleansed and made new, joy begins to rise naturally. It returns like a familiar song that your soul once knew by heart. The peace you have been longing for is closer than you realize. David's prayer did not end with restoration alone. He also asked to be upheld by a willing spirit. He knew that joy grows stronger when the spirit inside you is supported and strengthened. That strengthening is already beginning within you. You may not yet see how it will shape your days ahead, but the spirit I place within you is not weak or fragile. It is steady. It quietly guides you forward even when your own strength feels small. As this night continues and your thoughts become calmer, you will begin to feel the gentle stability of that spirit holding you up. And when your spirit is strengthened, the path ahead of you becomes clearer, lighter, and filled with quiet hope. As your heart becomes quieter in this gentle hour of the night, I want you to rest in another truth that David discovered when he spoke from the depths of his soul. After asking for joy to be restored, he added something very important to his prayer. He said, "Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit." He understood that joy alone was not enough. The heart also needs strength to remain steady. It needs something that holds it upright when weakness tries to return. It needs support that does not disappear when emotions change or when old fears whisper again. You may sometimes wonder if you will repeat the same mistakes that once troubled you. Many people carry that quiet fear inside them. They begin to move forward, but a small voice in their thoughts asks whether they will fail again. It reminds them of the past and suggests that nothing has truly changed. But listen carefully to what David asked for, because his prayer reveals something beautiful about the way I care for you. He did not say, "I will hold myself up." He did not promise to depend only on his own strength. Instead, he asked that my spirit would uphold him. He trusted that the stability he needed could come from something stronger than his own efforts. That same support is offered to you tonight. Your life was never meant to depend entirely on your own strength. You were not created to carry every struggle alone or to fight every weakness by yourself. My spirit was always meant to walk beside you, quietly strengthening the places where you feel uncertain. There are moments in life when your strength feels steady. During those times, you move forward with confidence and clarity. But there are also moments when you feel fragile, when your thoughts grow tired and your heart feels uncertain about the road ahead. In those moments, you may wonder if you are strong enough to keep moving forward. The truth is that you do not have to rely on your strength alone. When David asked to be upheld by my spirit, he was acknowledging something deeply comforting. He understood that I do not simply forgive and then leave you to manage everything by yourself. I remain near you, guiding, strengthening, and supporting you in ways that are often quiet but always real. My spirit is not harsh or demanding. It does not push you with pressure or remind you constantly of your weakness. Instead, it gently steadies your steps. It strengthens your heart when doubt tries to rise again. It reminds you of truth when your thoughts begin to wander into fear. Even when you feel uncertain, my spirit remains steady. There may be times in the future when you stumble again. Human lives are journeys of growth, and growth often includes moments of learning and correction. But a stumble is not the same as being abandoned. A mistake is not the same as being rejected. The spirit that upholds you does not disappear when life becomes imperfect. Instead, it remains close, guiding you back toward wisdom and peace. So tonight, release the fear that your story will end the same way it once seemed to unfold. You are not trapped in a pattern of failure. Your life is not locked into the weight of your past. The renewal that has begun in your heart is supported by something far stronger than your own determination. You may feel weak at times, but my spirit is not weak. You may feel uncertain about tomorrow, but my spirit sees the path ahead clearly. You may worry that you will not have enough strength when new challenges appear, but my spirit will still be there, holding you steady step by step. Allow that truth to settle gently into your heart tonight. You are not walking forward alone, and you are not expected to carry your future entirely on your own shoulders. There is a quiet strength surrounding your life that you cannot always see but that never leaves you. It lifts you when your spirit feels tired. It steadies you when your thoughts feel uncertain. It reminds you that your story is still unfolding with purpose. David began to understand this as his prayer continued. Once he felt mercy, cleansing, renewal, and support, something else began to awaken in his heart. He realized that his life was not only about recovering from the past. It was also about the future that could grow from it. Because once a heart has experienced mercy and restoration, it begins to carry a new purpose, one that reaches beyond its own healing and begins to touch the lives of others. As the quiet strength of my spirit settles within you, something else begins to take shape in your story. When the heart has tasted mercy, when it has felt cleansing, renewal, and support, the past no longer stands as a wall of shame. Instead, it slowly becomes something different. It becomes wisdom. David began to understand this as his prayer continued. After asking for restoration and strength, he looked ahead and said something surprising. He said, "Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee." Think about what those words mean. David believed that even after his failure, his life could still bring help to others. The very experiences that once filled him with regret could eventually guide someone else toward healing. Your story holds that same quiet possibility. There are moments in your past that you may wish had never happened. Experiences that left you feeling ashamed or disappointed in yourself. Decisions you wish you could rewrite. It is natural to want to hide those memories, to push them away so that no one else ever sees them. But the truth is that the places where you struggled often become the places where your understanding grows the deepest. When a person has walked through regret and discovered mercy, they carry a wisdom that cannot be learned any other way. They understand compassion more clearly. They see the struggles of others with gentler eyes. They know what it feels like to need forgiveness and to be lifted back to their feet. That understanding has power. It quietly allows your life to become a source of encouragement for someone else who feels lost in the same way you once did. Your experiences can speak hope into places where others believe there is none. The things that once felt like the end of your story can become the beginning of someone else's healing. This is one of the beautiful ways redemption works. It does not simply erase the past. It transforms it. The moments that once caused pain are woven into a larger story of grace, wisdom, and compassion. You do not need to carry shame about the chapters of your life that were difficult. Those chapters helped shape the understanding that now lives inside you. There may come a time when someone crosses your path who is struggling with the same burdens you once carried. They may feel the same weight of guilt or the same fear that they have gone too far. And when you speak with them, your words will carry quiet credibility because you understand what they are feeling. Your story will help them believe that change is possible. David understood this when he said that he would teach transgressors the ways of truth. He knew that the mercy he experienced was not meant to stay hidden inside his own life. It was meant to shine outward, showing others that restoration is real. The same light can grow from your journey. You may not yet see how your story will unfold or who it will encourage along the way. That understanding often comes slowly, like dawn appearing after a long night. But the transformation already happening in your heart is part of something larger than you realize. Every moment of mercy you receive becomes a seed of compassion within you. Every experience of forgiveness teaches you how to offer grace to others. Every step of renewal adds wisdom to your life that can guide someone who is walking behind you on the same path. Your past is not a wasted chapter. It is a place where understanding was born. And when that understanding grows, something beautiful begins to rise from it. Gratitude. When the heart realizes how deeply it has been restored, it begins to express love and gratitude in ways that are sincere and powerful. Not because it is trying to appear perfect, but because it has experienced grace firsthand. David's prayer began to move in that direction as well. After speaking about helping others, he turned his thoughts toward worship. But he understood something that many people forget. True worship does not come from perfection. It comes from a heart that has been broken open and made humble by mercy. There is something deeply meaningful about the honesty of a heart that has experienced both weakness and forgiveness. That kind of heart speaks with authenticity. It does not pretend to be flawless. Instead, it recognizes the beauty of grace and responds with gratitude. And as this quiet night continues, you will begin to see why a humble heart like that is so precious to me. As gratitude begins to rise quietly within your heart, there is something deeply important I want you to understand tonight. Many people believe they must come to me with perfection. They imagine that I only welcome the strong, the flawless, or the ones who have already solved every struggle in their lives. But that has never been the way my heart works. David discovered this truth when he reached one of the most honest moments in his prayer. After speaking about restoration and purpose, he recognized something profound about what truly matters to me. He said, "The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise." These words carry a gentle promise that many hearts long to hear. I do not turn away from the person who comes with humility. A broken heart does not mean a heart that is worthless or defeated. It means a heart that has become honest. It is a heart that no longer hides behind pride or pretends that everything is perfect. It is a heart that has learned to say, quietly and sincerely, "I need mercy." That kind of honesty is precious to me. There are people who feel afraid that they have disappointed me too deeply. They worry that their failures have pushed them beyond the reach of grace. They wonder whether their prayers still matter or whether their mistakes have created distance that cannot be crossed. But listen carefully to the promise within David's words. "A broken and a contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise." Not once. Not ever. The heart that comes honestly before me is always welcomed. You may sometimes feel hesitant to approach me with your weaknesses. You may think that your struggles are too many or that your heart is too imperfect. Yet the very thing you worry about is the thing that opens the door to grace. Humility invites mercy. When you allow your heart to soften instead of harden, when you admit your need instead of hiding it, you step into a place where my compassion can reach you fully. There is no rejection waiting for you here. There is only understanding. I see the effort you make each day. I see the ways you try to grow, even when it feels slow. I see the moments when you question yourself and the times when you quietly wish you had done better. All of those things reveal something beautiful about your heart. They show that you care. And a heart that cares deeply is never ignored by me. David once believed that sacrifices and rituals were the most important offerings a person could bring. But when he looked deeper into his own experience, he realized that what truly mattered was the posture of the heart itself. A humble heart. A sincere spirit. A person who comes honestly, without pretending. That is the kind of heart I receive with open arms. You do not need to impress me with perfection tonight. You do not need to prove that you are worthy of mercy. The quiet sincerity of your heart is already enough. Even the emotions you struggle to express, the regrets that still echo in your memory, the longing you feel to become better than yesterday, all of those things are signs of a contrite spirit. And that spirit is never rejected. Let this truth settle over you like a gentle blanket in the stillness of this night. The fear of being turned away can finally rest. The worry that your imperfections have placed you too far from grace can begin to fade. You are welcome here. You are heard here. You are received with compassion that does not grow tired. As your heart rests in that acceptance, the tension that once filled your thoughts begins to dissolve. The pressure to prove yourself disappears. In its place, a quiet peace begins to spread through your mind and your spirit. This peace is not rushed. It arrives gently, like the calm that slowly fills the air after a long day finally ends. Your heart has been honest. Your spirit has opened. And now, as the night continues to grow deeper around you, it is time for your soul to begin settling into rest. Your heart has spoken honestly tonight, and nothing that was placed before me has been ignored. Every quiet thought, every regret you released, every longing for renewal has been received with care. Now the time has come for your mind to grow still and for peace to begin settling over you like the calm of this gentle night. You do not need to carry the weight of this day any longer. The things that troubled you earlier no longer need to follow you into your rest. You have already brought them into the light of mercy. You have already allowed truth to open your heart. And when a heart comes honestly before me, something beautiful happens within it. It becomes lighter. Think about the words that have surrounded you through this quiet time together. David once began his prayer with a cry for mercy, saying, "Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies blot out my transgressions." Those words were not only his prayer. They are a promise that mercy flows from my nature. Mercy does not hesitate. It does not grow tired of hearing your voice. It does not turn away when you bring your struggles honestly before me. Instead, it washes away the things that once made your heart feel heavy. You heard the promise of cleansing when David said, "Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin." That cleansing is not harsh. It is gentle, like water flowing quietly over something that needs to be made new. It does not leave you wounded or ashamed. It leaves you renewed. And then came the hope that stirred deep within his prayer when he said, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." A clean heart is not something distant from you tonight. It is something that has already begun to take shape within your spirit. The moment you allowed honesty to enter your heart, renewal began its quiet work. That renewal brings something else with it. Peace. The peace that comes when the past no longer controls your thoughts. The peace that grows when you understand that mercy is greater than failure. The peace that gently settles over your mind when you realize that you are not alone in your journey. David also prayed, "Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit." That restoration is not rushed. Joy returns softly, like the first light appearing at the edge of the morning sky. It rises little by little, warming the places that once felt cold with regret. Even now, your heart is beginning to feel that quiet warmth. Your spirit is being upheld. You are not trying to stand on your own strength anymore. The support you need is already surrounding you, steady and patient. So allow your thoughts to slow down now. You do not need to revisit the events of today. You do not need to analyze every conversation or replay every moment in your mind. The things that needed mercy have already received it. Let your breathing grow calm. Let the muscles of your body loosen. Let your thoughts become softer. The night was created to bring rest to your soul, and your soul is ready to receive that rest. There is nothing left for you to prove tonight. Nothing left for you to carry. You are forgiven. You are cleansed. You are renewed. These truths are not temporary feelings. They are realities that settle into the deepest part of your spirit. As your mind becomes quieter, allow the gentle rhythm of this moment to guide you toward sleep. There is safety here. There is peace here. The worries that once felt loud are growing quieter with every passing moment. Your heart has found mercy. Your spirit has been renewed. Your mind can now rest. And as sleep begins to draw near, remember this one simple truth. You will not be alone in the quiet hours of this night. I remain near, watching over you with care that never fades. My child, the night has become quiet now. Your breathing is slowing. Your mind is no longer racing the way it was before. You have spoken to me. You have opened your heart. You have allowed my mercy to reach the places that once felt heavy inside you. And now I speak gently over your soul. Rest now. You are safe in my presence. You do not need to carry guilt into your sleep tonight. You do not need to rehearse every mistake you have made. You have already brought them to me. And my word still stands. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies blot out my transgressions. Psalm 51 verse 1. My mercy is not small. My mercy is not limited. My mercy is deeper than your regrets. The things that once accused you. The memories that once whispered shame. The moments you wish you could erase. I have washed them. You are not lying down tonight as someone rejected. You are lying down as someone forgiven. You are lying down as someone cleansed. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. Psalm 51 verse 2. And that is exactly what I have done for you. I have washed you. I have cleansed your heart. I have lifted the weight that once sat on your shoulders. You may not feel every change all at once. But deep within your spirit, restoration has begun. The night is now a place of peace. Let your body rest. Let your thoughts slow down. You do not have to keep fighting tonight. You are not alone in this quiet room. I am here. I am watching over you. Your past is not louder than my grace. Your weakness is not stronger than my love. Listen to the truth that my servant David discovered long ago. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean, wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Psalm 51 verse 7. Whiter than snow. That is how I see you now. Not stained. Not rejected. Not condemned. But cleansed. Completely cleansed. Let that truth settle gently over your heart tonight. Like soft rain falling on dry ground. Like a quiet blanket covering your soul. You are washed. You are renewed. You are safe with me. Breathe slowly now. Let every breath remind you that my mercy is still surrounding you. Inhale peace. Exhale the weight of the day. Inhale my forgiveness. Exhale every accusation that tried to trouble your mind. Your heart is no longer carrying what you confessed to me. I have already taken it. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Psalm 51 verse 10. That prayer has not been ignored. Even now, I am shaping your heart. Quietly. Gently. Faithfully. You may not see the full change yet. But the work has begun. Your heart is becoming softer. Your spirit is becoming stronger. Your mind is becoming calmer. This is what restoration feels like. Slow. Quiet. Steady. Just like this peaceful night. There is no rush now. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to sleep without fear. Because the same mercy that forgave you is the same mercy that now watches over you. My angels stand guard. My presence fills the quiet. My peace settles over your home. Nothing tonight can separate you from my love. The enemy may try to remind you of the past tomorrow. But tonight you will sleep in my mercy. Tonight you will sleep in my forgiveness. Tonight you will sleep in my protection. And as your body drifts deeper into rest, I want you to remember one more truth. Your joy will return. David prayed these words when he cried out to me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation. Psalm 51 verse 12. And I answered him. And I will answer you too. Joy is not gone forever. Peace is not lost forever. Hope is not beyond your reach. They are already beginning to grow again inside your heart. Just as the morning sun slowly rises after the night. Your joy will rise again. Your strength will rise again. Your life will move forward again. But tonight is not the time for striving. Tonight is the time for rest. Your soul has already done the most important thing. You came to me. And I never reject the heart that comes to me honestly. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise. Psalm 51 verse 17. I did not turn you away. I welcomed you. I forgave you. I restored you. And now I hold you in peace. The night is growing deeper. Your eyelids are becoming heavier. Your breathing is calmer. Your mind is quieter. Let the rhythm of my words guide you gently into sleep. You are forgiven. You are cleansed. You are renewed. You are safe. Nothing from your past can change the mercy I have already given you. Nothing from tomorrow can take away the grace I have already placed over your life. You belong to me. Rest now. Rest in my mercy. Rest in my forgiveness. Rest in my presence. Sleep peacefully tonight knowing that your heart has been washed. Your spirit has been renewed. And your life is still held securely in my hands. Close your eyes. Let every worry fade. Let every fear grow quiet. I am watching over you. And you are safe. Sleep now, my child. Sleep in peace. Before you drift fully into sleep tonight, I want to gently invite you to do something. If this prayer has blessed your heart, if these words helped bring peace to your mind, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every night, I share peaceful scriptures and prayers like this to help you sleep in God's presence, rest in His promises, and wake up renewed. And if you feel comfortable, write, Lord, create in me a clean heart, in the comments. This is taken from Psalm 51, and it is a powerful prayer of renewal. When you write it, you are declaring that your heart belongs to God and that His mercy is working in your life. Also, share this prayer with someone who may be carrying guilt, shame, or a heavy heart tonight. You never know whose night could be changed by a simple message of God's mercy. Now place your phone down. Close your eyes. Let the peace of God settle over you. You are forgiven. You are renewed. You are deeply loved. Sleep peacefully tonight. And let the mercy of the Lord watch over you until morning. Good night. Always know I love and care about you.